traffic jams, as studies point out. Most important, we're creating jobs, good jobs, construction jobs, manufacturing jobs, and we're going to be creating them right now. We're going to spur economic development in the future, and we're making our communities more livable, all in the process. And ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to introduce the man who's leading us into the new era of intervention, the President of the United States of America. President Barack Obama.
Thank you, everybody. Hello, Tampa. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. It's great to see you. All right, everybody just will, make yourselves comfortable. We're going to be here for a little bit. Thank you. Thank you. We've got some special guests that I want to make sure we acknowledge. Florida CFO Alex Sink is in the house. Representative Kathy Kester, your representative. Representative Alan Grayson. Representative Kendrick Meek. Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Your own Mayor, Pam Iorio. The Mayor of Orlando, Buddy Dyer. The President of University of Tampa, Ronald Vaughn. And two very special, two very special guests, Brian C. Smithy and Roger J. Picard. I want you guys to know who these folks are. They are members of the FEMA Florida Task Force Team 2 Canine Search Specialists. They went down to Haiti and worked 26-hour-long shifts, staying with victims until they were rescued. The Florida Task Force team saved 7 lives. Brian worked at a school where his dog Powder found a young adult female buried in the rubble 3 to 4 days. So these are the kinds of heroes that make America proud. I want everybody to give them a big round of applause. Stand up. Stand up. Thank you. And I haven't spotted him in the crowd yet, but I've got to do this. Even though I know y'all are upset that he took all that success to the Colts. He made his name here in Tampa, and he's not just a great coach, but he's just a model individual and leader. We're very proud to have him in the house, Coach Tony Dungy. Any of you want some analysis about the upcoming Super Bowl? Coach is free to give. No. It's good to see you, Coach. All right. Now, first of all, let me say it's good to be back in the Sunshine State. It is especially good to be back in January. And it's always nice to get out of Washington. It is. And spend a little time with the people who sent me to Washington. Last night I spoke with you about where we've been over the past year and where I believe we need to go. And I said what all of you know from your own lives. These are difficult times. These are challenging times for our country. In the last 2 years, we've gone through the deepest recession since the Great Depression. Think about that. A big chunk of the people here, certainly the younger people here, have never even seen a recession. They don't even, it doesn't register on their minds. This is by far the toughest thing that the country's gone through economically since the 1930s. And Tampa, like so many communities across our country, has felt the lash of shuttered businesses and lost jobs and home foreclosures and vanished or dwindling savings. And this storm came at the end of what some call a lost decade, because what happened between 2000 and now, it was a decade in which paychecks shrank and jobs barely grew. And the cost of everything from health care to college education went up. Irresponsibility from Wall Street to Washington left good, responsible Americans who did everything right still struggling in ways they never imagined. Joe and I took office in the middle of this raging storm. We ran for office, the highest office, because we had been hearing stories like this day in, day out for years, even before the financial crisis hit. So we're not going to rest until we've rebuilt an economy in which hard work and responsibility are rewarded, and businesses are hiring again, and wages are growing again, and the middle class can get its legs underneath it again. We will not rest until we build an economy that's ready for America's future. Now, to do that, the first thing we had to do was break the back of this recession. And that required some tough, in some cases unpopular, but unnecessary, all which were necessary steps. I mean, I mentioned this last night. None of us wanted to have to stabilize the banking sector, particularly since they helped create this mess. But as I explained last night, if we hadn't, the financial system literally could have melted down. And that would have taken our entire economy and millions more families and businesses with it. But because of the steps we've taken, now the markets have stabilized. The economy is growing again. The worst of the storm is past. But I think all of you understand the devastation remains. 1 in 10 Americans still can't find work. That's why creating jobs has to be our number one priority in 2010. The true engines of job creation here in America are America's businesses. And there are several steps we can take to help them expand and hire new workers. Last night I proposed taking $30 billion of the money that went to Wall Street banks but have now been repaid and use it to help community banks give small businesses the credit they need to stay afloat.